Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with ElectraSoul. In this video, we're going to be doing a Q&A that I posted on my Instagram. I love answering spiritual questions. Whenever somebody got something that they want to know about, I love to answer it because there's just so much knowledge that needs to be passed around. So many things that you can learn about. It's insane. The questions are all based around different kinds of spiritual questions that some of my followers wanted to learn more about. And so I'm going to be choosing some questions to cover in this video for y'all. We're going to get to the Q&A real quick, but before I do that, let me just say that I do have a spiritual store called ElectraSoul.co in which I sell spiritual jewelry. This outfit right here is a silver jewelry kind of outfit. And so here are my 888 angel number hoop earrings. I also sell other angel number hoop earrings. I sell angel number purses, angel number hair clips, and angel number clothing. Soon I'm going to be restocking the angel number 444 purses. As y'all have seen before, they've been out of stock for a while. Gonna be blessing y'all again. I also sell crystals, which I've restocked. I've now released our beautiful short selenite sticks, and so you can go ahead and cop those down below. I sell sages and incenses as well. I also do spiritual readings and spiritual coaching, so if you're looking to enhance your spiritual abilities, go ahead and send me an email so that we can get started. I've recently added 3 more spiritual services to my spiritual services list. The 3 services that I've added is dream interpretation. So basically I'm going to be helping you uncover what your dreams mean. If you've been having reoccurring dreams for a few years now, I will be helping you figure out exactly what your dream means by spiritually channeling and using my own intuition to help you out. The second service is basically where I help you figure out how many lifetimes you have left to live. As we all know, we have several lifetimes that we have to live in order to keep learning and growing, and so I'm just going to give you the download that I get that tells me how many lives that you have left to live. Now the last one, which is the one I'm the most excited about, is my affirmation service. So basically I'm going to be helping you with your affirmations by giving you a list of affirmations that you can use to help better your situation. We could talk about what you're going through, to talk about how to shift your mind for the better, just so many things. Honestly, I'm really excited for this because affirmations, like I always say, save fucking lives. This is literally your reality, so you better create it right. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can follow me on Twitter if you'd like. Okay, let's start answering questions. Somebody asked, how did you discover your life purpose? So for everybody watching and everybody that doesn't know what your life purpose is, it is embedded inside of you, okay? So everybody knows at a soul level what their purpose is, but on the outside, there are so many different things that could come in to like hinder that discovery, because all you've been hearing all your life is, oh, do this, do that, do this, you have to do that. So then you think that everything else is what you're supposed to be doing, where really the answer is inside of you. And so to figure out your own life purpose, you need to be still, really discover yourself to figure out what that is, because like I said before, it's all inside of you. You just need to take it out of you. So for me, since I was a child, I've always been extremely spiritual. I never really let people hinder like the way that I go about things, and so I always knew like deep down inside that my life purpose was helping people, because I've been doing it since I was born basically. And so if you don't know your life purpose, please give it time. It's going to come up. You can definitely usually feel like a little bit of it, and if you have a lot of ego, you might end up pushing it back because you just don't want to hear it. But understand that it's going to be coming to you, and it's going to be exposing itself to you each and every single day in different ways. So what you have to do is just listen to yourself now. Listen to your body, listen to your soul. It's going to tell you the answer. The next question is, does a narcissistic parent ruin you spiritually? Okay, so this answer kind of depends on your situation and who you are as a person. Because if you are the type of person to let your ego in the way, you know, you don't listen to your intuition, you don't listen to your soul at all. If you let their egotistical opinions and the things that they say to you put you down, yeah, a narcissistic parent can definitely destroy you or ruin you. It could ruin you emotionally, mentally, all kinds of different ways, because you're listening to them. You know, you're listening to people who are putting you down and you're believing those things. Honestly speaking, the only way to avoid this shit is to realize that it's their ego. Like, they have problems, you don't. Don't let people project onto you. Do not let people gaslight you. Do not let people manipulate you. Bro, honestly, fuck that shit. Whenever I come across somebody that's narcissistic, instead of letting their opinions deter the way that I see myself, you kind of have to literally put a wall between you and that person and realize that y'all are just on completely different planes. Like, there's not even a point in talking to them. There's not even a point in trying to make them see why what they're saying is wrong. It doesn't even fucking matter. Just ignore them. As hard as it may seem, as hard as it may be to do so, ignore it. Try to envision a white light over yourself so that you don't become spiritually drained. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the pain. The next question is, what was the worst mental state you've ever been in and how did you cope? Wow. Let me think about that one, because honestly speaking, I have been in several horrible state of minds, like a lot of times in my life that I was just extremely depressed. It's always been really easy for me to get depressed, which is why I refuse to get depressed ever again. I'm partially kidding. But basically, I think the worst time was when I was in high school and I really loved this person, this guy, and he treated me really badly. And I remember I was just being gaslit, manipulated. I was being like everything in the book of a narcissist. That's what I was going through. I remember thinking that I didn't know how I was going to get through it. I knew that I was going to. As I've said before, I've always been very optimistic deep down inside, but I still didn't know how it was going to happen. And so during that time, I was underweight. I didn't eat. I barely slept. I cried like every single day. I was really good at hiding it though, so like no one really knew except for my best friend basically. But the way that I got through that was I got tired of it. I got so fucking tired of being a sad bitch. I got tired of beating myself up, of being mean to myself. I was just so over it. I was so done with being that bitch because it's just not worth it. It really is not. Like during that time, I was mourning and I was like, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. And that's all I did. I would just say poor me. I felt bad for myself, and honestly, like, you get tired of victimizing yourself. And so I had to boss up. I literally had to. I felt like I had no other choice. I felt like I had hit rock bottom and the only way out was to go up. And so if you're going through a really hard time in your life, understand that that version of yourself is not who you truly are. That is the ego side of you that is feeling upset, that is victimizing, that doesn't want to deal with what you're going through, which is completely understandable. We've all been there, you know, we've all been in state of minds in which we felt completely depressed, completely helpless, hopeless, everything. All I'm saying is that you get to a point that you're just so fucking tired of feeling bad for yourself that you have to get out. You just do. And so with this, understand that if you want to be actually happy, because everybody does at soul level, everybody does. I don't give a fuck if your ego says that you love being sad, because you don't. No one loves to be sad. Sure, it might be easier, but it's really not. Being happy is the way to go. You have to understand that there's so much more to life, to your own life, than you could ever imagine, than you could ever see right now. Give yourself the chance to see that before you make rash decisions and fuck up your own life because you're hurting. You're going to get through it, trust me. This is a no bullshit zone. That's the only way. The next question is, when did you decide to create ElectraSoul and what situation were you in at that time? Okay, so basically when I was younger, I would say around 15 years old, I always said I was gonna open a spiritual store. I was like, I'm gonna open a spiritual store one day. But I didn't expect to open up that dream until I was like in my 20s, you know, like way down the line. So basically during this time, what happened was someone that I really love got possessed. I know I said that in a few videos before, but that's literally what happened. Somebody got possessed. I was so fucking scared, y'all don't even know. But then after that, when everything resolved, when I finally figured it out, I realized that people needed help. Like, I can't just sit around knowing the shit that I know and not say a word. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna open up my store. Like, honestly, I have to. Like, this is my pushing sign. I have to do it now, and that's exactly what I did. And as for the name ElectraSoul, I chose it from my old username, which I always went by, which was Electra Navy. Electra from Marina and the Diamonds, because I really loved her when I was younger. For ElectraSoul, I was like, I need to do Electra, like I just need it. And then obviously soul, because you know, soul, spiritual, all that stuff. But that's basically how it came about. My next question is, who inspires you? Who the fuck inspires me? You wanna know who inspires me? Please don't think I'm corny. But God, I love God. God inspires me. God is the reason I open up my store. God is the reason I'm still here. God is the reason for everything in my life, period. I don't really look to people when I find inspiration in things, although a lot of earthly things do inspire me. Like fashion, I love fashion so fucking much. I love creativity so fucking much. But as for a person on earth, I don't have one. The only one that I can say is myself. I think I inspire myself. So really the only being that inspires me is deadass God. Because God, like, my whole store, my whole thing is based around him. So you know how it be. The next question is, if two people's astrological charts aren't compatible, is there still hope the relationship will work? Of course, definitely, okay? I think this is one of the biggest misconceptions around astrology, is that if your charts aren't compatible, it's not gonna work out. I do believe that this can happen in some cases if you have met a karmic soulmate, or if you're just not meant to be with somebody. But in cases where it's your soulmate, your twin flame, trust me when I say that no matter what it is, you both will be compatible in some way. Even if the sun signs are not compatible, look at the moons, look at the Mercuries, look at the Venuses, look at the Mars, look at the risings, like all that shit. There's so many things within a chart that can help base you you around being compatible with somebody. So definitely, if it's meant to be, it's going to be, regardless of what y'all's charts say. I definitely feel like with couples, if it's truly meant to be, there's always something inside of y'all's chart that will be compatible. So don't be too hard on yourself. If y'all suns are not the same, it doesn't matter. There will always be something compatible deep down in there. The next question is, how accurate is timing in tarot? Okay, so with this topic, what the reader says is exactly what they are getting in that moment. Okay, so this is a very important thing, because a lot of people will get mad when they see that things are not going their way after being told that it will go their way. So say for example, somebody tells you that on Friday your boo is going to propose to you, right? And then that whole week you're scared. You keep saying to yourself, oh, he's not gonna propose, he's not gonna propose, he's not gonna propose. You're kind of manifesting that he's not gonna propose, and then when Friday comes, he doesn't propose to you. You tell the psychic that they're a fraud because what they said didn't come true. Now that's not exactly true. They're not a fraud because they told you something that they saw in that moment and it ended up not coming true. The reason that things sometimes don't come true with psychic readings and things like that is because we are constantly shifting our realities. Like, this world is constantly being fucking shifted. The things that you think about change things all of the time. So you cannot just go based off of something that a psychic told you 3 years ago that's going to happen 3 years later. You know what I'm trying to say? Of course, there are different cases where things do end up happening. If the psychic or tarot reader are actually communicating with spirit, whatever information that they receive is going to be accurate. So yes, the timing of tarot readers are accurate if they're doing it right, but whatever the person that they're reading for is thinking does have an effect. So make sure you're being positive too. The next question is, how do you take care of yourself when dealing with trauma? This is a great question because dealing with trauma is a big fucking deal, obviously. It's a lot of stuff to handle. And then the first thing that I'm going to tell you, because I just got this download to tell y'all this, is to not react immediately. So what I'm getting from this is basically, please don't do rash shit. Please don't be impulsive when you're hurting. Please don't do things that you normally wouldn't do if you didn't feel this way right now, if you weren't going through that trauma. Because if you do things that harm yourself potentially, you're only going to go down a rabbit hole, dead ass. Like, please be smart about the things that you're doing. Take care of yourself. Take it day by day. Of course, at first, trauma victims are going to want to hurt. They're going to want to hurt themselves. They're going to want to hurt others because of the pain that they're experiencing. But that is not the way to go. Of course, we all make stupid decisions at some point, which is completely normal. However, what you need to be doing is making sure that you're not making those decisions. Please be careful about the things that you're doing. If you feel like you need to get off social media and not talk to your besties for a while, go ahead and tell them that. Deactivate your Instagram so that you can feel better. Do what you feel that you need to do for yourself. Don't do things if you know that they're wrong, because everybody knows when things are wrong, okay? I don't want to hear that, oh, I didn't think it was wrong. Yes, you did. You knew it was wrong. Well, don't do that, because you don't want to make shit worse for yourself, even if you feel like you deserve it. Try to find the thing that genuinely helps you, because there's always something. There's always something for everybody. There's so many things in this world that you can discover about yourself, and everybody does have something. For me, my thing is music. I listen to music. That shit makes me feel better no matter what I'm going through. Music always helps me. Romantic movies too. That shit just cheers me up. You know, you gotta find yours, and once you got yours, hold on to that shit, because it is going to help you in so many different ways. The next question is, your favorite ways of manifesting plus your success stories. And I love you too, Booty Thrasher. My favorite way is the only way, affirmations, period. If y'all don't know what the law of assumption is, please go check out my other videos or go check out Sammy Ingram. The law of assumption is my favorite way. It's when you assume that everything that you want is already in your reality, thus making it come true. Bitch, this is the only way to manifest. I don't do no pillow this, no note that, no writing 3 times, whatever. You know, if it works for you, that's amazing. But personally speaking, affirmations are the best, easiest, strongest way to go. As for the success stories, I haven't asked any of my followers for that, so if you'd like, go ahead and send me some success stories so maybe I can make a video about it. I know Sammy Ingram has a few success stories if y'all are interested in go checking them out, because they're very motivating. I will say though, I do have a few success stories of my own, and one I'm going to be making a video about, which is about my acne. I did successfully affirm my acne to go away for good. I'm going to be making a full video about it, so stay tuned within the next 2 weeks or so. Now the last question is, I've been feeling very lost and confused since last year. Is there anything you think I should, I'm gonna assume that that says do. So if you're feeling lost in your life, if you feel like you don't really know where you're going, a large percent of the people on this earth do not know what they're doing. And I feel like a big part of this has to do with how good you are at listening to your own intuition, okay? Because your intuition is always talking to you, no matter how lost you feel, no matter how bummed out, no matter how this and that you feel. Your intuition is always going to be dropping some knowledge on you. And you're the one who's going to have to fucking listen to that. If you want to change your life, if you actually want some sort of direction in your life, you need to listen to your intuition and stop telling it to shut up every time it gives you an idea to do something better with your life. You need to stop being that bitch and become that bitch. Don't think that because you took a year off that you just felt lost, you didn't know what you were doing, that you were wasting your time with your thoughts. No, you weren't. You were learning about the ways of life when you didn't have a direction, or more so to say, when you didn't notice that you had a direction. So take your time, understand that this will pass, because it will. Of course, if you choose for it to pass, because there are some people that will go through their entire lives not knowing what to do because they choose to avoid or ignore their intuition. And so your intuition is the answer to everything. It really is. And you will always be presented that. I don't want to hear, no, I never get signs, I never get told what to do, nobody ever directs me. Yes, the fuck they do. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your ears, open your soul, baby girl, and listen. All of them signs are going to be piling up on top of you. As soon as you ask for one, them angels are going to be saying, baby girl, I thought you'd never ask. Here you go. So take it as you will. But trust me when I say that it is there. Alright, y'all, that's basically it for my video. Thank y'all so much for watching, and thank y'all so much for the amazing questions. I really enjoyed answering them, and I intend that this helped you to the best of its ability. If y'all have any more questions, go ahead and ask them down below. Share your success stories if you'd like. But needless to say, I will see you this Sunday for another video. Thank y'all again so much. God bless. Take care, everybody, please. Bye. Everything happens for a reason, and you are going to be fine.